Georgia Tech able to get outside of the range of this one. Yellow Jackets pick up the point.
Suarez sends that one away, also leads the Rambling Wreck with 83 assists. As Lindsey Miller shuts down Georgia Tech. And the Boilers cut the lead to 1.
Nice job by Miller here. Just a quick jump and a quick finesse shot. Not a ton of power. A lot of power, honestly, but just quick attack by the Boilermakers.
Grace Heaney sends it away. The Omaha, Nebraska native lets that one go out of play. Point Purdue. Heaney, the 6'2" redshirt sophomore, opposite and right side from Elkhorn North. 2.7 kills a set last season. This season. Heaney was on the injured reserve list in 2024. Miller at the net with the block, and we are knotted up at 10.
Yeah, and Craig, even though, like you said, Heaney kind of coming off the injured reserve, Boilermakers lost a lot of talent last year, but they also had some injuries last season, so nice to see Heaney back here today.
8 kills and 10 digs in Heaney's return. Monster swing there, and the Boilers couldn't keep it up as Stojakovic with the swing there. And then stuffed at the net is the Purdue Boilermakers. Nomi D'Espagna. Don't forget the name, partner.
Don't forget the name. The Yellow Jackets' first block of this matchup. We saw one by the Boilermakers a little bit earlier.
Miller tries to go light off the hands of Grace Heaney, and back-to-back points for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Boilermakers a little bit out of sorts. They're kind of going towards that front row. Ball kicks back, and no one was kind of there in that back row to pick it back up.
And do you feel, Mark, with the large number of new players that Purdue has brought into the program this season, that it takes a feeling out process to get used to your teammates?
It really does. I mean, that's what it's all about. Boilermakers able to pick one up here, but it's all about connection. It's all about communication. We saw some errors here with the Yellow Jackets earlier today. Boilermakers had some struggles, but doing a nice job kind of getting back. Still down 1 here versus Yellow Jackets, 13-12.
Yeah, and Miller gets her second kill of the matchup. The San Diego, California native, the 6'4" grad student. It's Julia Kane, the serve specialist, sends it over. A monster response from Bianca Garibaldi. Garibaldi has looked good in the front row here. 2 kills now as she now heads back behind the service line.
Yeah, 2 kills here today. She had a single game high with 14 kills earlier this season versus Arkansas State.
We could add another one clear on here today. I saw a fan give him the camera and wanting a picture with his wife, Caitlin. It was something to see. It's an awesome feeling to have some former Boilermakers back, and we're back underway. And some current Boilermakers are coming off the bench and doing some work here. Kenna Woolard comes out of the timeout, a massive swing in the kill, and the Boilers down 2 now, 15-13.
Yeah, Woolard's 4th kill of the matchup, going back down the line like we just saw, hitting off the Georgia Tech player. Left side been strong for Woolard here today.
Just joining us, says that one sails long. Another service error for the Purdue Boilermakers. That's their 3rd. Georgia Tech was on a nice little run there before we went to the break. Able to take the 3-point advantage. Keeping it at 3 here now, but Georgia Tech has to feel pretty good here in this first set.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but the young roster for the Boilermakers, some communication errors.
Tote serves. Anderson sneaky with the kill. Taylor Anderson, that is a trademark move. She's very sneaky with that no-look kill. She gets it to fall against Georgia Tech and now heads back behind the service line.
Yeah, and Anderson, one of those go-to Boilermakers like we had talked about. But the Boilermakers have had, like you said, a couple service errors on the serve.
And if some is good, more is better. Taylor Anderson add an ace to the tally, and the Boilers cut the lead to 1.
Just as I was talking about errors on the serve, we get an ace here. Boilermakers doing a nice job kind of bouncing back, remaining in this one, only down 1 versus Yellow Jackets.
Second ace of the season for Taylor Anderson. Georgia Tech quickly responding there. Gabby Rubinska.
Rubinska kind of just reaching up, using her tall frame to kind of just, nothing too crazy in terms of power, but doing a nice job kind of placing it where that Boilermaker defense was not.
Correction, a couple of jersey changes here. Italia Lapoglio on that previous kill as that one sails long. Back-to-back points now for Georgia Tech. Lapoyo is wearing the number 4 jersey here tonight, not Gabby Robinska. Sent away. Anderson. Tough pass there, but Purdue was able to get it over. Nice dig there from Julia Kane out of the back row. The Boilers staying tough. Grace Heaney. Nice save in the back row from the libero, and then the stuff. Good defense from the Purdue Boilermakers. The combination of Dior Charles and Grace Heaney.
Yeah, great job by the Boilermakers here. Another block for them. And I know we've talked about Woolard a little bit, but it's really been that supporting cast all around for the Boilermakers. Again, a young roster, having to use every single player on the offensive and defensive side. Not kind of the star power we saw last year, nonetheless, using that.
What a save there. Georgia Tech keeps it up. And down the line, what a play. Somehow keeping the ball up and then putting it right here in front of our table.
Yeah, I was surprised when that ball kept going up. I thought the Boilermakers had a point there. Yellow Jacket defense being very tough to go against.
Sophia Belez back to serve for her second time. Grace Heaney with the heat seeker. Heaney's first kill of the matchup. Couldn't come at a better time. 19-17 now. Georgia Tech was the first to 15. McAleer. Miscommunication from the Purdue Boilermakers. It looked like what was going to be a free ball, and then there was no one there for Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, off the serve, Yellow Jackets kind of just get that dig right back over the net. Wasn't able to get anything crazy. But again, I think that youngness and newness of the Boilermaker roster kind of went on display here. Miscommunication. They still find themselves down 3 points.
A series of unfortunate events that favor Georgia Tech here. 20-17 is the score. Georgia Tech's back row has been doing a really nice job keeping the ball up. Doing it there. Big swing. Anderson keeps it up. McAleer. Heaney cross court. Georgia Tech still able to play it. Off the hands. And McAleer is not able to get there in time. Larissa Mendez with the kill, and it's now 21-17 Georgia Tech here in set number 1. It is 21-17 here in West Lafayette as we get back out of the timeout. Ita Lapuyo with 3 kills leading the way, hitting 600 for Georgia Tech. Purdue with a few service errors already, and it's seeming to make the difference here in set number 1. Purdue needs an answer. Nice dig from the libero. Boilermaker block there with the answer. Anderson. Down the middle and stuffed right back in the face of the Purdue Boilermakers. Not what you were looking for from Dave Shondell coming out of the timeout there.
Yeah, definitely. Just as the Boilermakers had gotten that front row block, Georgia Tech able to do a good job, able to stuff them at the net.
So now it is 22-17. Eloise Soares back to serve. Purdue needing an answer. Anderson down the line. Tech keeps it up. Off the block of the Boilermakers. 23-17 now the score after a big swing from...
Started in 2016. They haven't lost yet. They're looking to stay undefeated here today. Tough matchup against another ranked team in the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Fans here in Holloway trying to heat it up for Georgia Tech. Lindsey Miller ends the drought for the Boilers and puts that one down. Miller now with 3 kills here. Now Heaney back to serve. Boilers need to go on a run here in set number 1. Tooling it off the block. McAleer keeps it up. Anderson tries to go sneaky with it. Back row for Taylor Anderson and a little teardrop. Back-to-back points for the Boiler. Tech down the line. Stuffed on the slide. Cash Anderson on the block. 3 in a row now for Purdue.
Yeah, nice job by Anderson here. She's known for her kills, had a single game high with 26 kills last year, but the block party on their feet for this one.
How about 4 in a row as Grace Heaney.
Service errors, doing a nice job with some aces here.
So 23-21 in that one. Heaney would love to have back. Another service error for the Purdue Boilermakers. That is now their 4th here in set number 1. And now it brings up set point here, 24-21 for Georgia Tech. Mambu sends it away. Boilers have to get it quick. Tech keeps it up. Down the line, tooling it off the block. Noemi Dispagna. Suarez came into the matchup with 83 assists, leading the team. She has 3 assists tonight and a dig, as she looks to get things started for Georgia Tech here in set number 2. Purdue looking to respond. Heaney out of the back row. Georgia Tech smart to the game. Very reminiscent of what we saw from Purdue in set number 1. Georgia Tech getting lost on the highway there, and that one finds some surface.
Yeah, nice job by the Boilermakers. Just some finesse there by Heaney. And kind of, yeah, that miscommunication in the middle of the court towards that front row. Yellow Jackets not able to get this one.
Lindsay Miller was back to serve for Purdue, but that one, it was into the net.
Yeah, the 5th service error for the Boilermakers here today. 26 points now in one set in this 1 point in this one, 25 in the last one. It's kind of been the difference maker here for the Boilermakers.
And those are the mistakes that if you're the Purdue Boilermakers, you can't make against good teams. As Kenna Woolard was able to tool that one off the block of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, nice job by Woolard, kind of deflecting this one off the Georgia Tech player. Both teams kind of looking at the line judge and kind of seeing what the call is going to be. Close one, but Boilermakers able to get their 2nd point of the set.
So 2-1 Purdue. Monster swing cross court. No fingertips, so that's an out of play point Purdue. It's now 3-1 Purdue.
Yeah, a lot of power in this one by Despain, but a little bit out of bounds and not able to get the one for this one. The freshman not able to answer for the Yellow Jackets.
Big swing out of the front row there. That one finds the range. The Boilers not able to keep it up. It's now 3-2. Bianca Garibaldi has been having herself a game here early on. Now she heads back behind the service line. Woolard tooling that one off the block. It's 4-2 Purdue.
Yeah, you talked about Garibaldi on the Yellow Jacket side having a big game. 3 kills, 2 blocks, 1 dig, doing a nice job kind of spreading the stat sheet. Woolard for the Boilermakers doing the same, but having now her 7th kill of the matchup.
Okay, Garibaldi, the Villa Carlos Paz Argentina native. Played for the Argentina U19 team. Line judge is going to say that was into the net against Georgia Tech, so Purdue now with a 3-point advantage here in set number 2. And it looks like the judge there is having a conversation with Eloise Suarez. Conversation still going on at the net. See Suarez trying to change the mind. Call is going to stand 5-2.
Yeah, Suarez, the junior from Brazil, like you said, but kind of knows what she's talking about. The line just kind of holding her own.
And now Collier pulling out the challenge card, which kind of, as the conversation extended at the net, you kind of knew that was a possibility. And so Collier is going to challenge the touch.
Yeah, and I think a good call by Collier here. Again, you got to trust your players. Again, Suarez just kind of talking to the line judge, honestly, longer than I thought. Collier is able to pull out the challenge card here, kind of just going back and forth. Looks like they'll take a replay at it.
Well, in 20, take one more look here. And they're challenging whether or not Georgia Tech was into the net, and that was a good look there from our Big Ten Plus camera crew, and it appears as if you're looking at Soares right here, number 13, right there. That's what we're trying to find out there, and it looks like a touch to me, partner. How about you?
Yeah, it looks like the back of the hand for Soares, but I would imagine if she was so adamant about it, you'd think she wouldn't touch it.
And so the call will go in favor of the Purdue Boilermakers. Conversation still going on over there on the sideline with Michelle Collier and the referee. Collier not okay with the point, but...
And honestly, if I'm Collier here, like, I'm kind of wondering, like, I trust Soares, but you saw the replay. We both saw it. We all saw it here. And you kind of got to quicken the pace. I don't know if it's maybe like a joke timeout for the Yellow Jackets. They find themselves down 5-2. But again, not something you want to think about. Get on to the next point. Soares really kind of pleading her case there.
Kenna Ward sends that one away. Another service error for the Purdue Boilermakers. Now up to 6. And that really stifled Purdue in set number 1. They still lead here 5-3. We'll have to see if they can keep it clean on the offensive side.
And again, I mean, the service errors, I know we're kind of talking about the communication between players, but that's a solo thing, either hitting it into the net too far. Not really service, not really a communication error.
Monster swing from Charles. The Boilers can't keep it up. Another kill for Georgia Tech as they cut the Boiler lead now to 1. Shara Tote back to serve it away. Tote, Budapest, Hungary native. 6-foot freshman setter. Looking to tie this one up. Heaney finishing it. Boilers up 2. Heaney now with 3 kills in the matchup.
Yeah, Heaney coming in hot on this one, doing a nice job. Again, the redshirt sophomore, redshirted last year due to injury, doing a nice job kind of finding the starting lineup here today.
16 kills on a 423 clip for Heaney against Tennessee. Big swing there, tooling that one off the block. Nomi Espana continuing to play strong here for Georgia Tech. Espana sends it away. Cash Anderson with the receipt. Anderson fighting the floor for the second time here in this matchup.
And again, it's going to be the kind of the duality of Cash Anderson and Taylor Anderson for the Boilermakers here today. Again, everyone's kind of going to have to chip in if they want to come away with a win here.
Another huge swing and the finish. Itau Lapuyo and partner, I mean, there is springs in the feet of Lapuyo there. You see that. She elevates above the net every time she swings.
She really does, and don't get me wrong, I mean, she's 6'6". She's very tall, but she also has some hops on her.
Miller down the line, and that one's going to find its way out of play. Kill for Lindsay Miller, her 4th of the matchup.
Miller doing a nice job kind of going to her right side. Again, we've seen Bullard kind of feature on that left side. Miller has been kind of a presence on that right side.
8-6 now for Purdue, and Julia Kane, the service specialist, sends it away. Elevation into the block of Lindsay Miller, but it finds the floor, and Purdue up 3 now.
Just as we talked about Miller on the offensive side of the ball with 4 kills, she gets her 2nd block of the match here, kind of coming over to her right side, helping out and placing that one very well.
Purdue continuing to shoot themselves in the foot there with the service error. touching back on Lindsey Miller. You talk about knowing how to get up and put hands on ball. And Miller in 2023 at 155 blocks, on top of hitting at a 356 clip, and the Boilers are going to need that here this evening. 9-7 is the score. Miller on the slide, but stuffed at the net. A combo there. Mimi Mambu and Bianca Garibaldi doing the work.
Yeah, just as we talked about Miller on the defensive side of the ball, Georgia Tech kind of doing their own. Again, Mambu, one of those players to watch here today, the reigning ACC Freshman of the Week.
Soares sends it away, joust at the net, favors Purdue. Down the line and out of play. Point Purdue, it's now 10-8. Purdue scratching and clawing here, trying to get the set number 2 victory and tie this one up here at 1. Miller will head out. Sienna Foster will come in for her first rotation of the matchup. Foster, the Lafayette, Indiana native, went to high school at Benton Central. Registered at 5'9", a redshirt freshman. Big swing, kept up. Anderson keeps it in play. Back corner. A little bit too much sauce on that one as Woolard tried to go back corner, and Georgia Tech gets the point.
Yeah, and just as Foster was kind of put in to serve the ball, nice one. Again, not having another service error for the Boilermakers, but Miller's find herself back in the ball game.
So the Atlantic Coast Conference Freshman of the Week sends it away. Down by 1 is Georgia Tech. Block at the net from Georgia Tech. Purdue resets. McAleer to Woolard. Off the antenna, point Purdue. It is 11-9. The line judge instructing, I'm not sure if it was Purdue or the student section, to calm down a little bit. She made the right call. She's nodding her head there. We take one more look.
Yeah, definitely. The Yellow Jackets had gotten 2 stuffs on this point before, but not able to get the third. Looked like block party might have been an influential decision.
Kenna Woolard. Back-to-back swings for Woolard, and Purdue now leading by 3.
Woolard's 8th kill of this matchup, already halfway through the second set.
Woolard enjoying being back on the left side here this season, and it's paying off here tonight. Off of Woolard's fingertips, that one is down. Larissa Mendez with the kill. It's now 12-10.
And I know we've kind of talked about the service errors for the Boilermakers here throughout, but really you look at it, 7 service errors for the Boilermakers, 0 for the Yellow Jackets. It's kind of been the difference maker.
Dior Charles on the slide. Purdue now leads by 3. Charles with her 3rd kill of the matchup.
Yeah, Charles, that veteran experience, kind of honestly just flew out of nowhere to go on that right side here, doing a nice job. The transfer from Marymount and Wake Forest, a veteran presence in Shondell's rotation.
Yeah. Miscommunication there with the Yellow Jackets. Back and forth. They're going to say Dior Charles was into the net, point Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and just as the previous point is, we kind of saw Dior Charles kind of coming out of nowhere, putting a lot of power on the ball. Tried to have some finesse here, not able to get it over, and kind of ruin the flow of the Boilermakers offense.
A couple of rotations here. Sophia Belez back in for Georgia Tech. Shara Tote back to serve. 13-11 here in set number 2. Anderson to Anderson. Kept up by Belez. Back row doing work for Purdue. Cash Anderson, cross court. Woolard working hard in the back row. Mistime swing from Dior Charles. It is now 13-12. Tech continuing to chip away here.
Yeah, I know we talked about in the first set, but maybe just, again, some miscommunication. Just kind of looks like she just really mistimed her jump here.
Toe goes cross court and drops it right in the only spot she could have. We're tied at 13.
Just as the Boilermakers go up a few, the Yellow Jackets able to kind of claw back to find their sting in this one, find themselves tied up here in a pivotal second set.
3 service aces now for Georgia Tech. Purdue tries to respond. Kenna Woolard almost hits the ball back to herself. Grace Heaney with the eliminator finds the floor. It's 14-13 Purdue.
Yeah, Heaney's kind of been that presence on the right side. Woolard's been on that left side. Heaney doing a nice job finding her 4th kill of this matchup. That southpaw swing.
So now the sophomore from Overland Park, Kansas, Ryan McAleer. Tech able to play it. Tapped over. McAleer to Heaney. Kept up by the Tech libero. Caught a couple of fingertips. We are tied at 14. Big swing from that right side as Despaigne continuing to play hard.
Yeah, she is indeed. Despaigne, her 6th kill this matchup. Thought I might find her serving this one, but she looks like she's going to get subbed out.
So Nomi Despaigne will take a seat. And she will make way from her teammate, Annika Groom. Groom, the 6'1" freshman from Orlando, Florida. Heaney with the carry. They're going to get that every single
power programs find themselves at the national championship and in the NCAA volleyball championship at the end of the year.
Cash Anderson goes cross court and finds the corner. We are tied at 15. A great response for Purdue coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, her 3rd kill here today. Again, Woolard kind of had 8 of those 23 kills for the Boilermakers. Been that feature, but it's really those role players for the Boilermakers that are going to have to step up here today if they're going to win this second set and this game.
Heaney keeps that one alive. Anderson saves it. Boilers get it over. Tech. Big swing. McAleer tried to keep it up, but it went out of play. Mimi Mambu with another kill. Her 4th of the matchup.
Mambu, another one of those freshmen for the Yellow Jackets. Again, we kind of talked about some of the experience, but they've also featured some new players here today through their first 3 games, but also their 4th here today.
Sophia Belez with a teardrop of her own. Here tonight, number 23 in the country, a 3-0 record. They're looking to push it to 4-0 here as Belez sends it away out of the timeout. Cash Anderson tooling it off the block. Belez keeps it up. Mambu with a smile on her face just couldn't get there in time. Purdue gets the point out of the timeout and ends the run there from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and even though Velez wasn't able to kind of get this one up to Mambu, kind of went out of bounds, you can kind of see the hustle and grit that Velez plays with, kind of the heart of this Georgia Tech roster.
So now the Windermere, Florida native Julia Kane sends it away, and Georgia Tech sends it right back into the lap of the Boilermakers as Ital Lapoyo continuing to have a monster game. Her her 5th kill in 10 attacks, hitting 500.
Yeah, and even though Georgia Tech finds himself up 2 in this one and winning that first set, the Boilermakers outscoring the Yellow Jackets in terms of kills. Boilermakers with 25-21 for the Yellow Jackets.
Both teams very similar in hit percentages as well. 261 for Georgia Tech, 246 for Purdue. Lindsey Miller on the slide, blocked back into the lap of the Boilers. Anderson tried to go sneaky that time. Georgia Tech too smart, tooling it off the block. Into the net is called. Georgia Tech now pushing that lead to 3. Looking to hit 20. First here in the 2nd consecutive set. We'll take one more look.
Yeah, nice job by Mendez on that right side. Mendez, again, the junior from Brazil, doing a nice job. She had 306 kills as a freshman, finds another one here today.
Kenna Woolard tooling that one off the block of the Rambling Wreck. Woolard now with 9 kills on 21 attacks, hitting just over 250. Foster back into serve for Purdue. Played by Belez. Boilers able to keep it up out of the back row. Woolard with a big swing. Into the crowd, point Purdue. 19 to 18. Back-to-back big swings from Kenna Ward on that left side.
Yeah, back-to-back big swings. This one just too much power for the Yellow Jackets to handle. Ball goes in the crowd on this one. Woolard just jumping up on that left side. Goes right off the Georgia Tech defender.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it. Woolard trying to step up for the Boilers here. An error there for Georgia Tech at the net. Purdue will get the point. Back-to-back points for Purdue. Now the ACC Freshman of the Week back to serve. It's Mambu, the Chantilly, Virginia native. Heaney out of the back row, tooling that one off the block. And the Boilermakers respond. We're knotted up at 20.
Yeah, even though Georgia Tech was able to get to 21st, Boilermakers kind of been there all throughout. They find themselves kind of leading this second set early on. Georgia Tech clawing back, but the Boilermakers able to even up at 20-20.
The San Antonio, Texas native sends it away. Boilers block there. Heaney kept up by Belez. Back to the front row. What a save. McAleer keeps it up. Mambu down the line. And finding the range, Georgia Tech after a good volley back and forth. It's now 21-20.
Yeah, Georgia Tech kind of going back to this left side, going down the line here, able to get this one for them. Again, the Boilermakers have kind of not dominated, but they do lead in terms of kills with 28. Georgia Tech only at 22, but it's really, again, been those service errors for the Boilermakers.
22-20 after the service ace. Bianca Garibaldi, they run a run there, and it's their first. Purdue has 8. See if Kenna Woolard can respond. 22-21. Mambu out of the back row. Somehow, McAleer keeps it up for the Boilers. And then a monster swing from the right side as Mendez finds the floor. It's 23-21. Mendez with 5 kills now.
Yeah, it looked like the set might go to Groom on that left side. Goes back to Mendez on that right side, doing a nice job. Georgia Tech gaining ahead on 2, only 2 points away from 25.
So now Shara Tote already with a service ace to her tally here this evening. Heaney tooling it off the block. Dior Charles there to clean up the garbage and find the floor. Boilers down 23-22.
Yeah, Charles is doing a nice job kind of deflecting this one straight down. No one kind of in that front row for the Yellow Jackets.
It's the easiest kill of all time, Mark. Even you can put it over. And that is going to bite the Boilers one more time. Another service error, the 9th. Boilers one away from double digits. And now it is, set number 2, set point, 24-22. Groom sends it away. Mambu not able to get it on the floor. Woolard, not the swing she was looking for out of the back row. Mambu again. And Mimi Mambu finishes off the Purdue Boilermakers here. Squads in there. Clemson, Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech. Starting off set number 3, the way that they ended set number 2. A big swing, and Garibaldi finds the floor for the 4th time.
Yeah, just as we were mentioning some of their ACC counterparts, Garibaldi kind of wanting Georgia Tech's names in the swing, getting the Yellow Jackets off in this third set, first point.
Block party trying to affect Georgia Tech. Anderson tried to find the floor, but Garibaldi smart to the game. Down the line, touched by the Boilers, point Georgia Tech, and they have come out here in set number 3 flying.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets have kind of definitely been coming out flying. I kind of want to hear what went through that second and third set with Collier and Shondell. If you're him, I mean, this gets ugly. It's only 2 points, but Boilermakers need to come out hot in this one. Don't want to find themselves down.
Tech attacking again, taps that one over. Anderson keeps it up. Woolard sails that one long. 3 in a row now for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, again, the Boilermakers can't find themselves down in this one at any point. They're going to have to kind of lead throughout this third set. Were able to claw back a little bit closer in that second set, but nonetheless, they don't want to find themselves down.
Miller on the slide. Defense strong for Georgia Tech, and the offense responds in kind. Mimi Mom
stands them ahead, but again, those 9 errors kind of offsets those leading kills.
So Purdue looking for their first point of the set. Out of the timeout, and Kenna Woolard answers for Purdue. They get their first point of set number 3, and Woolard with her 11th kill of the matchup.
The 11th kill of the matchup. Nice job by the Boilermakers coming out of the Dave Shondell timeout, just trying to get on the board and just see if they can get some momentum here, finding themselves down 4-1 versus the Yellow Jackets.
Rotation error from Georgia Tech. A rare error from the Rambling Wreck here this evening, and that's 2 in a row now for Purdue. It's 4-2. And coach is not happy over there on the Georgia Tech sideline. Boilers keep it up. Have to get it over a free ball. Libero able to make the play. Miller keeps it up. Heaney has to get it over a free ball for Georgia Tech. Despagna stuffed. Georgia Tech keeps it up. Back-to-back errors for Georgia Tech. It's now 4-3, and Purdue will take that.
Yeah, nice job by the redshirt freshman, Sienna Foster, the native from Lafayette, Indiana, as you see, will serve here in a couple seconds, but kind of just doing a nice job being all over and keeping the ball alive for the Boilermakers just to get something back over the net.
So Foster one more time. Despagna plays it. Despagna gets it back, cross court. And can't be played that time as Foster sends that one into the seats. Ends the little run from Purdue. It's 5-3 Georgia Tech. Dior Charles coming back on the floor for the Purdue Boilermakers. Italapuyo for Georgia Tech. It's 5-3. Out of the back row and stuffed back into the lap of the Boilers. Julia Kane is not able to get there in time. It's 6-3 Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Kane tried to make an effort on it, kind of just diving back, but just kind of too far out of the reach for the Boilermakers. But still, love to see the grit that they're kind of showing in this third set. I know they find themselves down 6-3, but it's all or nothing here for the Boilermakers.
Woolard with a monster swing, got to play it off the ceiling. Georgia Tech does. Back down. Anderson trying to keep it up for Purdue. Woolard tooling it off the block of Georgia Tech. Point Purdue, it is now 6-4.
And again, Woolard kind of found herself the last 2 years being on that right side, doing a nice job this season and throughout today with her 12th kill on that left side, being a strong presence on the offensive end for the Boilermakers.
Now the All-Big Ten second team from a season ago. Anderson sends it away. Kane tried to keep it up, and then Woolard into the table. Point Georgia Tech 7-4 now.
Yeah, Boilermakers just kind of running out of real estate here. Not necessarily the sets or sticks have been sloppy. They're doing a nice job of getting it up, but just not anywhere near their teammates.
Efficiency needed for the Boilers. Another great dig out of the back row. Dior Charles with the block. 7-5 now.
Great job by Charles here, and it honestly seems like the crowd, again, after a block, the block party's getting on their feet. Seems like the crowd's starting to get into this one a little bit more than they kind of have been throughout the first 2 sets.
Well, and you have to assume that it's because of the consistency, and Purdue starts playing a little bit more consistent, giving the fans something to cheer about. A free ball. Purdue with an opportunity. Grace Heaney! 7-6 now after the big swing from Heaney.
Yeah, 7-6, and that southpaw swing by Grace Heaney is her 6th kill of this matchup. The Kansas native will be going up against the Jayhawks here in a couple days in this Stacey Clark Classic.
Woolard. Charles on the free ball. Heaney one more time. It's floating up in the air. Despagna saves it. Free ball. Boilers get another opportunity. Anderson. Charles blocked at the net. Cash Anderson. Ital Lapoyo one more time on that right side for Georgia Tech. It's 8-6.
Yeah, Lapoyo's now 7th kill, ties Despaigne. Just the nice job by the Yellow Jackets, kind of a more even split of kills. It's not just one feature. They kind of can all do it. You can see that 6-6 frame from Lapoyo.
Dior Charles with the ghost swing. Just gets enough of that one and puts it down, 8-7.
Yeah, and Charles showing here that it's not all about power. It's about finesse. It's about placement. So Charles doing a nice job to get the Boilermakers within one here in this third set.
Now the West Lafayette native, Rachel Williams, sends it away. Ital Lapoyo with the response, though, hitting it right over the head of Williams. Ital Lapoyo now with 8 kills. Ties her career high. She did that 3 times in 2023. Her high this season coming into the matchup was 6 kills against Ole Miss. Back-to-back points now for Georgia Tech. It's 10-7.
Yeah, maybe just some miscommunication or lack, I guess, thereof for Cash Anderson here. Something we saw a little bit in the first set, not quite much in the second, but Boilermakers, I don't think it's going to affect them too much, even though they find themselves down 3.
10-7's the score. Out of the back row and finding the floor is Kenna Woolard. Woolard now with 11 kills on 23 swings, hitting just shy of 320.
Yeah, Woolard, again, we've seen her mainly on this left side throughout this matchup, doing a nice job kind of coming from that back row up into the middle here.
Monster swing from Mimi Mambu. Mambu now with 5 kills on 17 swings.
And even though Mimi Mambu kind of hasn't gotten as many kills as she normally does, she does lead the team with 40, doing a nice job in overall presence for the Yellow Jackets.
Cash Anderson goes cross court, trying to fire up her teammates. 5th kill of the matchup for Cash. 11-9 now. The Windermere, Florida native Julia Kane, defensive specialist, sends it away. Mambu. Despaigne tried to finish it off. Purdue keeps it alive. Somehow kept over. Woolard keeps it up. Again, Purdue keeps it off the floor. And missed time by Georgia Tech. Purdue with the point.
Yeah, missed time, but a great rally by both sides. Huge for the Boilermakers to get that point after that long of a rally, but again, also to bring the crowd back into this one.
Lindsey Miller trying to get the attention of the student assistant over there as he gets a nice round of applause here and wiping off the wet spot on the floor. It's 11-10. The floor is cleaned off now. Kane sends it away. Big swing, doesn't find the floor. We're tied at 11.
Garibaldi looking for her 5th kill there, not able to get it, going too far, too much power for Garibaldi. Tied 11-11. Boilermakers found themselves down 4-0, doing a nice job coming back into this one in the third set.
Could have heard a pin drop before that. Call was made. Lindsey Miller with the block in Purdue.
But yes, if the Yellow Jackets pick up a win here today, also versus Kansas, could find ourselves seeing a top 10 matchup.
4-0 scoring run for the Purdue Boilermakers. An attempt to keep it in was Julia Kane. And the 4-0 run ends at 4. Purdue doesn't get the point. Georgia Tech ties this one up at 12. Now Bianca Garibaldi back to serve. Woolard elevates. That one sails long as Georgia Tech was able to keep their hands off the ball, so 13-12 now. Garibaldi with 2 service aces here this evening. Almost got another one there. Woolard tooling off the block. Mambu keeps it up. España stuffed as Lindsay Miller looks over at the bench and says, I got that one.
Yeah, Miller has had a couple blocks here throughout, doing a nice job. Her fourth block now kind of just gives the mean mug over to the bench. Yeah, that's right. That's me. Miller doing a nice job. Fire up the crowd and get the Boilermakers tied in this one.
Sienna Miller sends it away. Big swing on the right side. Larissa Mendez. Mendez now with 6 kills on over 450 hit percentage. Substitutions from both sides. Ital Lapoyo back in for Georgia Tech. Dior Charles comes in for Purdue. Also Ryan McAleer back in. Boilers have been playing with 2 liberos this season. Kenna Woolard with the dominator on that left side.
Woolard doing a nice job, able to elevate on that left side, now able to celebrate now, picking up her 14th kill. Match high for both sides here throughout. Also the only player with double digits in kills.
España stuffed at the net. Purdue first to 15 here in set number 3. Georgia Tech hit that mark in sets 1 and 2. As we take one more look there at that block, Kenna Woolard and Dior Charles. Free ball, Heaney tried to capitalize. Lapoyo. Off the block. Kenna Woolard with another one. It's 16-14. What a smart play there from Woolard.
Yeah, nice job. Kind of just the double hand pass off the Georgia Tech defenders. Hits back in out of bounds. Woolard not showing as much power on this one, but has the brain and wit to go after this one.
Taylor Anderson. Lapoyo stuffed. Dior Charles.
Block party coming alive. The blocks for the Boilermakers here rolling throughout. Number 9 now on the game, on the match for the Boilermakers. Crowd's getting into it. Holloway Gymnasium's getting loud.
9 for the game. Dior Charles has 2 of those. Anderson in a good spot. Boilers have a free ball. Grace Heaney somehow kept up. Georgia Tech tried to get it over. Not going to happen. Purdue now leads by 4. This has been their best play here in the last couple of minutes, partner.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it all goes back to kind of them getting on a roll here throughout the middle of this third set. But they've kind of just looked like a well-oiled machine, kind of playing together. Everyone's diving for balls, kind of keeping it up, but then also going to those outsides. Heaney on the right side, Woolard on the left side, doing a nice job kind of getting those kills. Again, an area where they lead 39-35 versus Georgia Tech.
Purdue in the midst of a 5-0 scoring run. Can they make it 6? Heaney goes cross court and it won't be 6. It's 18-15 now as Georgia Tech ends the scoring run of the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, Boilermakers finding themselves, again, in a little different of a look, find themselves up 3, but they're still going to have to keep pedal to the metal if they want to win this one and keep the match alive.
Garibaldi tested by the block party. Kenna Woolard! How she snuck that one through, I won't know. A big swing and Purdue now leads by 4.
Woolard now 16 kills on this match. Doing a nice job, again, been that presence. She's going to be serving this one up on the left side.
Kenna Woolard with a service ace. And the Boilermakers are
getting these rallies going. So some good things we're seeing out of this third set as the Boilermakers find themselves up 4.
Free ball now for the Rambling Wreck. Big swing. And Garibaldi finds the floor. There was some English on that one. Garibaldi now with 6 kills on 9 swings.
And you got to think as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets kind of find themselves clawing back into this one a little bit closer when Dave Shondell might take that timeout. Again, Boilermakers only 3 points away, but still want to make sure you get it.
Suarez sends it away. Boilers looking to end the run of Georgia. Corner, it's 23-19.
Yeah, Grace Heaney, yes, you said it, silent but deadly. Kind of an unexpected presence here today. Already 9 kills, second on the Boilermakers in terms of kills, just behind Woolard. Done a nice job, been that silent presence here for the Boilermakers.
We talked about it a couple of times here early on, but Grace Heaney injured last season, missed the entire 2024. She was chomping at the bit to get back on the floor, and you're seeing here why. Heaney keeps that one up. Cash Anderson. Cash Anderson cashing in. It is 24-19, and for the first time in 2025, the faithful here at Holloway Gymnasium step to their feet and get out their keys. It is set point in set number 3. Finding the floor is Georgia Tech. Tech not going quietly into this night, 24-20 now. Mimi Mambu back to serve. It's getting loud here in Holloway. Cash off the hands, and Cash Anderson puts the cap.
Kind of got lively in that third set. We're able to kind of get hyped up by some of the players. Nice job of them working cohesively.
So the ACC Freshman of the Week gets us underway here in set number 4. Cash Anderson tried to find the floor, but Velez was there. Boilers respond with air libero. Anderson, a little English on that one, but kept off the floor. What a shot there, falling in the back left corner. Larissa Mendez, her 10th kill of the matchup.
First Yellow Jacket with 10 kills, double-digit kills here throughout today, going up on that right side.
And now Mambu goes back-to-back as she drops that right at the feet of Cash Anderson.
Yeah, Mambu, you touched on it, the ACC Player of the Week. We know what she can do with all the kills, but doing a nice job with these serves here.
6 aces now for Georgia Tech, Purdue with 5. Anderson tried to go sneaky. Georgia Tech was ready. Anderson went sneaky that time, but a little bit too long as Georgia Tech now up 3-0.
Yeah, just a little bit too much here. Tried to do a little bit too much, but that's Anderson's game. I trust her with what she's doing. She's more of a finesse around the net when it comes to that.
Lindsay Miller puts it down 3-1. Miller now with her 6th kill of the matchup, hitting just near 200.
Yeah, 6th kill of the matchup, kind of comes out of nowhere here on that right side, doing a nice job just soaring up and finding that gap in the Georgia Tech defense in that back row.
So now Julia Kane. That ball had teeth on it. Big swing, somehow kept alive. Kane keeps it up for the Boilers. McAleer gets it over. Miller there with the block. Free ball for Purdue. McAleer, Anderson, Kenno Woolard. It is now 3-2. Woolard having a monster evening. 17 kills on 38 swings.
Yeah, 17 kills now, 1 away from a season high for Woolard here throughout. But we saw that serve a little bit earlier by Kane. Had some English on that ball. She's going to go back to it.
Mambu plays it for Georgia Tech. Front row. Not enough on that one as Annika Groom tried to go light into the net. We're tied at 3.
Seen some more finesse here on both sides, kind of when going towards the net. Not just all power, both sides trying to play more strategy here as this is a pivotal 4th set.
Kane. Boilers looking for 3 in a row. Somehow kept up. Miller to lead off the block. Georgia Tech keeps it up. Mambu has to get it over. Heaney. Kane, cross court, Woolard. Mambu playing it again. Cross court is Mendez. After a back and forth volley, Georgia Tech gets the point.
Yeah, Mendez now her 11th kill. Again, going up on that right side. It's kind of been all throughout though with Georgia Tech. There hasn't been one feature like Woolard on the Boilermakers. Mendez with 11, Apoyo with 9, Mambu with 7, and Despayen with 7 also. So Georgia Tech kind of having that balanced attack.
Yeah, Georgia Tech by committee. Lindsay Miller on the slide for Miller, her 7th of the matchup.
Yeah, Miller we've seen again going up on her right side, on the right side of the net, doing a nice job. Seen it a little bit in this third set. Just been very successful kind of jumping to one side, extending that right arm and attacking that Georgia Tech defense going cross court.
So now Sienna Foster back to serve. Back to Mendez one more time, and she finds the spot in the back row. 5-4 now, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech substitutions. Number 4, Ito.
Mendez knew right away. She was excited about that one. So Georgia Tech responding. Now Shara Tote back to serve for Tech. Tote with 16 assists and a service ace on the day. Sky high for Anderson. Back to Woolard. Kenna Woolard, 18 kills now.
18 kills indeed. You know she's going to want to get to 20 here throughout today, and she's going to have to if the Boilermakers are going to win this one. Again, not been as much of by committee for the Boilermakers. Been Woolard and then a couple others, but Woolard's been kind of stealing the spotlight with her 18th kill here.
Confusion at the net. Back to Heaney. Grace Heaney goes cross court and finds some real estate. 6-5 as Purdue has hit back-to-back.
Heaney now with double-digit kills now with 10. Again, just kind of been that staple on that right side across from Woolard.
Yeah, Heaney and Woolard decided to stay in West Lafayette, and they've made a pretty good decision tonight, both combining for almost 30 kills as Kenna Woolard with another. Woolard and Heaney dominating for the Boilers here in set number 4. It's 7-5.
And again, Woolard just kind of showing different ways that she's able to get those kills, just kind of going over the Georgia Tech defense. Not just power. She's got the power, but she's able to do it in all different aspects around the net.
Boilers siding out now at 56%. They've bumped the hit percentage to over 300. Purdue has had a ridiculous comeback here in the second half of this matchup. As that one goes off the block, out of play to end the 3-0 scoring run of the Purdue Boilermakers. It's 7-6.
Yeah, and Craig, you talked about it, that hit percentage over 300 now, kind of that underlying stat. Georgia Tech falling to 225 has allowed the Boilermakers to crawl back into this one.
Consistency, consistency, consistency for the Boilers. Kenna Woolard, her 20th kill of the matchup, and partner, I think 20 is a little bit too shy. She's going to be nearing 30 here as this keeps up.
And I mean, the Boilermakers are going to have to go to 5 sets, so she will have the chance if they can stay in this one. But they feed from her. They feed from her energy. She's been a staple and X factor here for the Boilermakers throughout today.
The Boilers have to find some way to Ital Lapollo from the net as she finds the ground one more time. Lapollo now continuing to set her career high, now with 11.
Yeah, Lapollo now brings that hit percentage also up to 556, so also been very efficient here throughout today.
Cash Anderson tried to go cross court out of play, and we are tied up at 8. This set number 4 is going to be a roller coaster, partner.
It is indeed, and we talked about by committee with Georgia Tech, but if you look at the hit percentage numbers, Mendez and Lapollo both with 550 plus hit percentage, so maybe they should kind of stick with those two rather than going by committee.
Kenna Woolard, her 21st kill of the matchup. Purdue back up by 1. Yeah, partner, you look up and down that list. Mendez, Lapollo, Mambu, Despania, Garibaldi, all over 6 kills. Lapollo and Mendez in double digits. A issue we saw for the Purdue Boilermakers in sets 1 and 2, a service error. They're 11th of the matchup, and we're knotted up at 9.
11 of the matchup, but we hadn't seen many in that third set. Haven't seen a ton here throughout the beginning of the fourth set. I believe that's the first or maybe second one of the set, but it is kind of a momentum swing, kind of takes the breath out of you. So that's what I think allowed Purdue to lose those first 2 sets as they try to claw back into this one.
Woolard out of the back row, and it ricochets off. Point Purdue. Boilers first to 10 here. Boiler fans here tonight saying, "In Kenna, we must." Off the Boiler block. Georgia Tech with another opportunity. Boilers keep it up. Cash Anderson. Cash Anderson! Cashing in with the kill. Now with 8 in the matchup.
Again, the Boilermakers leading with the kills. Cash Anderson also kind of being on that left side, doing a nice job, kind of filling in for Woolard as she was in that back row.
Heaney with the serve. Outside to Mendez. Mendez so strong here this evening. Goes cross court, her 13th of the matchup.
Yeah, nice job by Mendez, kind of stifling that Purdue run there a little bit. Georgia Tech finds himself down 1.
Anderson, Heaney, Mambu keeps it up. Tapped over, Cash keeps it up. Miller plays it. Free ball for Georgia Tech. On the outside, McAleer keeps it off the floor. Cash Anderson stuffed at the net. Bianca Garibaldi breathing energy here into this Georgia Tech offense.
Yeah, Garibaldi fired up. She's kind of the one that plays with the energy on the Georgia Tech side. We've seen a lot of emotions from her throughout. Goes off that left hand for the block.
4 blocks now for the sophomore from Argentina, and they follow it up with back-to-back points, and now Georgia Tech up 12-11.
And we've kind of seen some of those finesse serves here from Mimi Mambu, but also from other Georgia Tech players here throughout. Again, it's not all about power. It's about placement of where you put the ball.
Quick cleaning of the floor, and now Mimi Mambu sends it away. McAleer plays it. Anderson out of the back row, off the tape. Mendez cross court. And Mendez playing strong here for Georgia Tech. 14th kill now for Mendez.
Yeah, Mendez kind of heating up right now in this 4th set as Georgia Tech finds himself up 2. Heaney looked like she might have been able to handle that one, but just too much heat for her to handle.
3-0 scoring run for Georgia Tech. Boilers need an answer. Ping-ponged around, back to Cash Anderson. Stuffed at the net is Cash Anderson. It is now 4 in a row for Georgia Tech. It's 14-11.
Yes, we can see now both sides have 9 blocks, and Bianca Garibaldi has been a huge reason for that. She now has 5 blocks on this match, so doing a great job. As you can see, her fired up in that one.
5-0 scoring run for Georgia Tech. Lindsey Miller on the slide ends the run for the Rambling Wreck, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Really couldn't have. Miller picking up her 8th kill here throughout, kind of, again, going back to her bread and butter of jumping up on that right side, kind of going a little bit cross court.
Julia Kane now back to serve. Mambu plays it. Outside, kept up. Somehow the Boilers get it over. Back on that right side. Larissa Mendez standing tall. 15 kills now for Mendez. And Georgia Tech is the first of 15 here in set number 4. You step away for 60 seconds. You're watching Big Ten Volleyball here on Big Ten Plus.
She's kind of showing us why she belongs.
Both Lapoyo and Mendez both hitting over 500. The Boilers don't have any hitters hitting over 500, and a mistake for Purdue. Not what you're looking for out of the timeout if you're Dave Shondell and the Purdue Boilermakers. 16-12 now. As Bianca Garibaldi takes a deep breath, tries to calm down and reset here. Great set there from Garibaldi. Cross court, Garibaldi digs it up. And a monster swing from Annika Groom.
You're going to have to right the ship now if you're the Boilermakers. You're going to have to be now, do now. You're down 5, you can't make that gap any larger. You can't make it any larger, but you also have to close that gap. So Boilermakers found themselves down set 1 and 2, weren't able to win it, trying to kind of change the script, rewrite the script here in set 4.
Well, the Boilers are going to have to change the way they're playing right now because Bianca Garibaldi behind the service line has been playing her tail off here, looking for another one out of the timeout. Lindsay Miller on the slide to Mendez. Mendez with the answer. 18-12 is the score. Mendez now with 16 kills.
Yeah, Mendez really just been taken off in this 4-set. Going up on that right side has been very prominent here for the Yellow Jackets.
Garibaldi again. 4-0 scoring run for Georgia Tech. Make it 5-0 as that one sailed high. No fingers, 19-12. But that's a big one there for Purdue.
Yeah, definitely, and also it breaks up that momentum where it looked like Georgia Tech might get 5 points in a row. Now that streak's broken. Boilermakers are able to serve. So looking good if you're Shondell. Good call by him, the veteran coach.
Sienna Foster back to serve. Foster goes cross court to Mendez. Mendez is on fire. 17th kill of the matchup. It is now 19-13.
And again, partner, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's really been Mendez in this 4-set here for the Yellow Jackets. She's been the reason why they've been able to be so successful, kind of feeding off that energy that Garibaldi's giving her, but neither of them find themselves in now. So Boilermakers trying to kind of claw back here, find themselves down 6 with both those out of the lineup for the Yellow Jackets.
Point Georgia Tech. As Dior Charles tried to tap that one over, it kissed the tape and came back to the Boilers. So Georgia Tech, the first to 20 here in set 4. Very simple. Set number 3. Back and forth early on here in set number 4, but Georgia Tech has really started to put their foot down on the gas pedal here. And the Purdue Boilermakers are going to need a response here as they don't have very many points left to play with. Back to serve, Sharatov. Tote sends it away. Tapped over. Tote keeps it up. Purdue with an opportunity. Kenna Woolard sends that one long. Point Georgia Tech. It's 21-13 now.
Yeah, Woolard looking for her 24th kill there. Again, I mean, if the Boilermakers need to win, they have to play perfection. You can't have stuff like that. I know you want to get that kill, but it's got to be perfection from now on for the Boilermakers.
Tooling it off the block. Belez keeps it up. What a defensive play for Georgia Tech. Woolard responds. 24th kill of the matchup for Kenna Woolard. It's now 21-14.
She does end up finding number 24. Nice job again. If you're the Boilermakers, she's leading the team right now in terms of hit percentage. They've been going to her, and they're going to have to keep going back to her consistently if they want to crawl out of this hole in this 4-set and get to set 5.
Anderson sends it away. Miscommunication from Georgia Tech. Purdue gets a free ball. Grace Heaney knows how to finish that one. 21-15 now. Heaney has 11 kills.
Just as we were talking about Woolard, Heaney comes back into the conversation. The silent killer here throughout the day for the Boilermakers, doing a nice job as they try to continue to lessen this Georgia Tech lead.
21-15. Outside. Boilers keep the ball off the floor. Woolard sails long as that one goes high, 22-15. And you see there in the background, Michelle Collier celebrating that ball going long, saying, nope, no touch.
No touch indeed, and no time left for the Boilermakers other than now. 10 points away. Georgia Tech only needs 3 more before they will take the set.
Annika Groom sends it away. Woolard. Belez keeps it up. Boilers need it. Grace Heaney sails long. It is 23-15.
Yeah, and when we kind of look at those underlying numbers we were talking about earlier, the Boilermakers coming into this set found themselves above 300. This one's sailing far, now at 270 hit percentage for the Boilermakers. Actually 259, so not able to be as efficient as they had been throughout the first 4 sets.
Boilers get the point there. That one goes long, the 12th service error for the Purdue Boilermakers, and now Georgia Tech will see match point in set number 4. Sophia Belez back to send it away. Confusion from the Boilers in the back row. Mambu. Confusion from Georgia Tech. Mambu taps it over. Free ball for Purdue. Grace Heaney. Heaney tooling it off the block for the Purdue Boilermakers. It is 24-17 now. Heaney with 13 kills in the matchup.
Yeah, 13 kills. Boilermakers are going to have to be flawless from here on out. Their service errors, again, you touched on it, 12 now on the match. They can't have any more. They can't lose another point if they want to stay in this one.
Hometown kid Rachel Williams sends it away. And that one finds the line, and Georgia Tech will finish off the Purdue Boilermakers 25-17 in set number 4 in Georgia Tech.
With a solid service game. Another ace. One each, final set. Quarterfinals on the line. It's the penultimate round of 16 time. We're at Andreva against Clara Towson to come. That will be a repeat of the Dubai final from earlier on this year. 29. Fifteen.